God bless you again in Yeshua's name. This is my second video today. I don't usually do this, but again, I've had a little bit of time, so I'm going to go ahead and put this out. This video is going to be a little strange and different, but the Lord prompted me yesterday to go ahead and release this vision that I had. And I've prayed about this for a while, since November the 26th of this year of 2023. And it was something that happened at the little past 1 in the morning, and I've really been praying about this, and I ask you all to take this to the Lord in prayer, because this falls into a lot of end times things. And I know people can be very dogmatic about their eschatology, and I'm just going to present to you a couple of things to pray about. I'm not being, again, dogmatic about this. This is something that kind of threw my eschatology off, and I was kind of shocked, but I cannot deny, the Lord and what He shows me, and I've got to be faithful to that. And just hang with me and try to listen to the end, because the Lord is definitely speaking. And so, again, on November the 26th, the night of November the 26th of 2023, around 1-ish in the morning, I was awakened, and I was looking right here, actually, looking up at my ceiling. And I was wide awake, and I can't stress this enough. This was not a sleep in a dream, people of God. This was wide awake. This has never happened to me. But since then, it has now happened a couple of times after this. But this is something new that God is doing with me, and I'm going to be honest with you, it did startle me a little bit, but the Holy Spirit, came in, and peace came over me, and I wasn't afraid after that. But here's what happened. I was wide awake, and I was just laying there thinking, looking up at the ceiling, and all of a sudden, these dots, I know this sounds strange, but I don't get to pick and choose how a message is sent. These dots begin to come out of the ceiling, and they begin to whirl around. I don't know if you guys have seen those cartoons where you like in those old Disney cartoons where, I think it's Mickey Mouse, where he's directing music and the things are like dancing. And this is kind of how it was. And then all these dots were coming out of the ceiling until they formed a face ahead of a man. And this man, I was made to know, because he had a turban-like thing on his head. And I was told, Saudi Arabia, watch Saudi Arabia. And I began to hear the song, Arabian Nights, that they sang in Aladdin. And then the dots dissipated, and they began to whirl and dance around, and then they went back up into the ceiling. Completely, the vision completely ended. This was literally an open vision. I've never had this happen before. Not like that. And I just laid there in amazement. And then the Holy Spirit, because I'm praying, not, Lord, I don't know what this is. Because again, I seen the Saudi Arabia man, the Middle Eastern man with the turban thing on his head. Yes, it's a turban. It's the things on their head. And I was hearing that Arabian Nights song. And the Holy Spirit said to me, because it was dots, again, these dots came together and formed an image. The Holy Spirit said to me, connect the dots. You know, like a dot to dot we used to do when we were kids. He said, begin to connect the dots. So I was in prayer about this, and the next morning I began to research Saudi Arabia, because I really don't know what's going on there that much. I don't watch TV or the news, so I have no idea. And I looked up the lyrics to Arabian Nights, and there's several things that really caught my attention in this, and I want you guys to read this, okay, before I give you any of my thoughts behind this. And these are my thoughts. This is not a thus saith the Lord, what I'm saying after this. So it talks about, imagine a land. It's talking about the Saudi Arabia, Middle Eastern land, where caravans and camels roam. It says, where you wander among every, listen, every culture and tongue. It's chaotic, but hey, it's home. When the winds from the east and the suns from the west and the sand and the glass is right, come on down and stop by. And then it gets into the food and bazaars, and just go read the whole thing yourself. I don't want to read the whole song to you, but I want to highlight some key points that it's talking about. This is a mystical land of magic, and sand is more than it seems. There's a road that may lead you to good or to greed through the power of your wishing and commands. Let the darkness unfold or find fortunes untold. Well, your destiny lies in your hands. And it says, only one may enter here, one whose worth lies within, a diamond in the rough. And then it gets into the Arabian Nights. And at the ending of the song, it says, a fool off his guard could fall and fall hard. Out here, they're in the dunes. And it gets into the chorus again. And I began to pray about this, and I began to look into and research, and please do your research into this, because I'm not trying to, again, be dogmatic or prove anything to anyone. But in the coming days, keep your eyes on Saudi Arabia. They're going to be a key player in the end times. I believe a lot of merchants, a lot of trading, the Babylonian system, a lot of things will begin to happen there. They are completely building cities there. And you can feel it when you begin to look into this. It's so alluring. It's so beautiful. It draws you into its beauty. And they're beginning to try to make these cities out in the desert, just like a tropical oasis. It's magical looking. That's the only thing I can say. So I believe possibly, and again, this is my opinion. I know everybody has their opinions about who Babylon is, but I believe that this could possibly turn into a literal Babylon. I know that we have seen the system of Babylon, like here in America, and there's a spiritual system we see at work, behind things, and it is at work, everywhere. And a lot of people will say it's the Roman Catholic Church, and just a lot. But just pray about this, and if anything, just keep your eyes on Saudi Arabia. and just watch and see, you know, what's happening there and what's going on there. Because they're trying to make themselves, the Prince of Saudi Arabia is trying to make this area more relevant to people, to call unto all cultures, and to be appeal to, you know, the wealthy, and a lot of trading and stuff, a lot of things going on there other than just the oil. So research this, pray about it, and I pray that, you know, other people might be able to build on this revelation that I received and just seek God about it. I'm not here to fight or argue. I mean, that's just foolishness. Sometimes God reveals things because Babylon is a mystery in the book of Revelation. That's why they call it Mystery Babylon. But I believe that we're fixing to see more and more be revealed in the upcoming days. So thank you for listening. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Thank you. Shalom.